What's up, everybody? It's your boy David, back at it again. Cinematic Universe 101. Your first question, David, what's a cinematic universe? I'll tell you exactly what a freaking cinematic universe is. Recently, in the past couple weeks, pretty big movie came out. I believe it was called Boys in Tights Fight Purple Guy 4. This is the fourth movie in a series, but not just any series, because it's technically the 22nd movie in an even bigger series, Comic Boys movies. There are many different kinds of cinematic universes. Let me run them down for you. All right, there's different methods to make separate film franchises with different characters come together for big cat ensemble movies. Superhero / comic universe. That's when it's based on comics and you got characters at the end that tease characters that are coming in later. Can get kind of messy, can get a little confusing, especially if you didn't watch one movie and then you come in for the next one, you're like, who's this in this movie? I've never seen this character before, because you were supposed to see that character get introduced in a post-credits scene in the movie that came before that, even though the movies have different titles and to the casual observer would not be related in any way. That is number one, superhero comic universe. Number two, we got a world building universe. There's only really one good example of this right now. I assume we're gonna see more attempts at this. We're about to see a version of this done on TV with Game of Thrones. In both of the examples I just listed, Game of Thrones and the one I'm gonna use, Harry Potter, they're both based on a book series. You have your initial series that follows the events of the book it's based on. Doesn't always have to be a book, can be an original franchise, whatever. And then you have another series or another franchise that fleshes out the universe of the characters that we see before. There's more stories to tell in that world because it's not a static world, there's more going on because it's an entire universe. Okay, that is the world building universe. The monster universe. Best example, classic 50s and 60s monster movies, talking Godzilla and King Kong, that type of thing. We're about to see a reboot of that. I'm really excited for that. Basically, you got different films like Godzilla and King Kong, or you're one of those type of people, Dracula, The Invisible Man. They tried to reboot that, didn't work. Dark Universe, don't try Universal's thing, didn't work out at all. Monster Universe, different movies, not connected in the slightest until suddenly the studio decides to connect them. You got your Godzillas, and you got your King Kongs over here. You're like, oh cool, another monster movie. I love giant things that kill people, right? And then out of nowhere, it's like boom, boom, they're fighting each other. It's like, whoa! Good example of this, Alien versus Predator, Freddy versus Jason, that type of thing. You know what I'm talking about? They were never meant to be connected, but they are because it's cool. The surprise universe. Surprise! The movies are connected. Unbreakable and Split. At the end of it, the main character from Unbreakable shows up. Boom, it's a cinematic universe. It's cool to see a surprise. We don't get a lot of surprises in movies these days. I like surprises. Let's take a look at an example of a good cinematic universe. We're talking about the actual name of the universe, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So here's how Marvel did it. They decided to make all these separate film franchises and really slowly build up to this giant payoff that was Avengers Endgame. And they did it perfectly. Everybody loves it. Iron Man. Ooh. What nobody expected was at the end of it when Nick Fury showed up and was like, hey, guess what? There's a lot of other superheroes out there. After Iron Man, we had Hulk, Iron Man 2, Thor, Captain America. After each of these movies, Avengers, the first one, yay! The reason Avengers worked is because it was built on stuff that had already been established. The main antagonist was a secondary character in Thor. The main protagonists were all the protagonists of these movies. After Avengers, we get Iron Man 3, Thor 2, Captain America 2, Guardians of the Galaxy, Age of Ultron. Good movie. Well, people don't like it. I like it. This was the end of phase 2 of Marvel movies. Marvel tends to group their movies into phases that culminate in these group movies. Avengers was the end of phase 1, and phase 2 technically ended with Ant-Man that came right after Age of Ultron, but I like to say that it really ended with Age of Ultron. After Age of Ultron, we get Ant-Man. Oh, Age of Ultron introduces new characters. We start to see threads in Age of Ultron that will impact the rest of the universe. We see an argument, Captain America and Tony Stark, Iron Man, had an Age of Ultron turn into a civil war, yay! Doctor Strange. Was it Spider-Man after Doctor Strange? Wow, this is messy handwriting. Guardians 2, Thor Ragnarok, and then Black Panther. Woo, big movie. After these movies, what we get is the big one, Avengers Infinity War. We see the culmination of threads that have come in from every single one of these movies. The bad guy who orchestrated the events in Avengers, he wasn't the big bad guy, but he was the guy behind the big bad guy in Avengers. He comes back in this one to get all these little plot devices and kill everybody or kill half of everybody at once. They build it as the big event, but that's not the big event because there's 3 movies after this one. I'm missing one. What am I missing? I've got to check what I'm missing. Anyways, I forget what I'm missing. Let me know in the comments if you know what I'm missing. Ant-Man and the Wasp. Captain Marvel, yay! Everyone loved it, or a lot of people didn't like it, but a lot of people did like it because of girl power. It was great, I liked it. Avengers, Endgame.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe you forgot.
There's a lot of movies here, okay? There's a lot going through my mind. I'm not gonna spoil Endgame for anybody.
You already did.
I did?
Yeah, a couple times.
What did I say?
I'm not gonna repeat it.
Well, I'll edit it out. What did I say?
You said stuff about like...
Did I spoil Infinity War or Endgame?
I swear it was Endgame, but okay.
I don't think I did, but I'm gonna try not to spoil it anymore.
We're gonna go back through and
I'm gonna listen to this and see if I spoiled anything. If I'm right, I'm gonna put a big thumbs up here, and if I'm wrong, I'm gonna put a big thumbs down here. This all started in 2008 with one movie and built up to 20, it should be 22. I don't know what I'm missing. In 2019. Took 11 years, and this was a very patient game that Marvel played. That's the thing about this. Patience, a big build up to a huge payoff. Now this is an example of a poorly done cinematic universe. I'm talking about the DCEU. That's not the official name, but that's what everyone on the internet calls it. And Warner Brothers have not released an official name for their cinematic universe. Probably because it's garbage and they don't want people to know it's connected. But the movies are definitely connected in the worst way possible. Right after the success of the Avengers in 2013, I believe, check me on that, they came out with Man of Steel, their Superman reboot. And they're like, we can do what Avengers did and we can do it better. 3 years after Man of Steel comes out, this was ridiculous. Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice. This was a terrible, awful, horrible movie, and it ruined all the characters, and they did it all horribly. What Marvel did is that they had individual movies for each of their characters, built them up so that we didn't need the exposition and we could get right to the cool plot. What they tried to do with Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice was instantly launch their universe with like 4 characters and 4 backstories right off the bat. And they tried to squeeze in other characters in the end too. It was like in the middle of the movie, they're like, look at all these superheroes that are out here. It was terrible. And they spoiled the main twist of the movie in the trailer. It came out a while ago, so I'll tell you. The main twist was Doomsday showing up in the movie because Doomsday was able to kill Superman. That was the end of the movie. Oops, sorry, it's like 4 years old, 3 years old. Everyone hated it, critics hated it, fans hated it. When I went to see it with my friend Tim, what's up Tim? The theater was empty. Okay Tim, which seat should we sit in?
I think maybe here?
Yeah, I agree. That's the one. That's the one. What happens after Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, where they're clearly setting up Justice League? Totally lame. Why not just Batman v Superman? Why not do a Batman movie and then a Batman v Superman movie? This was literally the worst possible decision they could have made. Oh my gosh. Suicide Squad. I will commend them. As far as superhero movies go, it's a new idea. A movie that focused on the villains, which Marvel had not done yet. This was fresh. This was cool. Except it was terrible.
I liked it.
Truly liked it.
I didn't think it was terrible.
Were you in your Hot Topic phase when this movie came out?
Shut up.
This movie was Hot Topic candy. It made a bunch of money, but the critics hated it. They destroyed the Joker. Don't even get me started on the Joker. And it's so bad that it's already being rebooted right now. In the same continuity. They're rebooting it while the rest of the series is still going on. Do you know what the reboot is called? The Suicide Squad. Directed by the guy who made the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. So maybe that'll actually be good. Then we had a bit of a turnaround, bit of a bright spot. We got Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman was the first ever mainstream superhero movie headlined by a woman. Awesome actress, great movie, period piece. It was wonderful. One of the things that made it so good was that it did not try very hard to connect to the rest of the franchise. Right after Wonder Woman, we get a burning pile of trash.
I didn't think that was so bad either.
Truly like that one too. CGI garbage. Last minute reshoots that completely changed the movie. A villain that right around the time Thanos was being introduced had no characterization to him. He was just evil for no reason. Here's the issue though. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 movies in total so far, and we've already had our big team-up event. Marvel also had 5 movies, but each of them focused on a different character. Suicide Squad, nowhere to be seen in Justice League. Batman v Superman, everything that's done in this movie is basically immediately reversed in this movie. There's no lingering effect of the conflict of this movie, like you will see in the movie that came out in the same year, Civil War, that does have a lasting effect on the Marvel Universe. The problem here was impatience. They rushed their big team-up movie, and it turned out horribly. After Justice League, we get Aquaman, which was pretty good. It was, people really liked it. This was the first DC movie to gross $1 billion. George! How you doing? That's George. Shazam. Still haven't seen Shazam, but apparently it's pretty good. Want to see it pretty soon. Here's the thing about this. This did not work. This was rushed, poorly timed, and just ill-conceived. They've already lost the actor who played their Superman. They've already lost the actor who played their Batman. They don't have any plans for a Justice League sequel, and the only things that they're developing right now are the Suicide Squad reboot, a sequel to Shazam, a sequel to Aquaman, and a sequel to Wonder Woman. The only things that worked, kind of, from a financial standpoint. This is a bad cinematic universe. We're going to build our own cinematic universe, featuring a combination of the surprise universe and superhero universe. This is how we're going to do it. We're going to start with movie 1. No plot. I don't know. It takes place in medieval times. Let's say that. And one actor that's like pretty nondescript, but relatively famous. He's not the main character. He's a side character. Movie 2. Completely unrelated. Different setting entirely. This one is in the future, but it has the same actor as Cool Guy from the last movie. That's pretty cool, right? But it doesn't mean they're related movies. It just means the same actor is in another movie. Then, we get movie 3.
I don't actually understand what you're trying to do right now.
A Western. Movie 3 is a Western with magic in it. What's the connective tissue? Uh-oh, Cool Guy is still in it, but he's playing a different character again. This is where it gets crazy. You release online a 45-minute short movie starring the Cool Guy, where it's revealed that he's a time traveler. He can travel through time and dimensions, and these are all separate universes that he has been penetrating through. That's not the word to use. That he has been journeying through, looking for something or someone. We don't really know his goal. We just watch like basically a montage in this 45-minute short movie of him going through these other movies. That maybe it's like a time cop or something, I don't know. Then we get movie 4, which is a big team-up movie. You have the main character of movie 3, movie 2, and movie 1, and Cool Guy all together. He like goes across and like gets them all together so they can stop, like, I don't know, the destruction of all their universes and the collapse of time, because some evil time cop is gonna destroy the universes for power. He wants to make a new universe by destroying the other ones. I don't know. We call this Time Police Force. We call it 4, like the number 4, because there's 4 of them.
I'm getting Terminator vibes from this storyline.
No piece of art is completely original. The thing about this cinematic universe is it's short and it's sweet, and after this, it's done. Unless Time Police Force makes a lot of money, then there's sequels galore, featuring more time travel, more universes, and more Cool Guy. And that's how you make a cinematic universe. I missed the shock factor. Basically, you're supposed to publicize this a lot, because it's crazy that all of these movies are connected and you never knew it. And then this movie is like a big mind mess. A big, like, what? Whoa! It's all one universe? That's how you make a cinematic universe. Don't make bad universes. Be patient and develop your characters, please. That's how you do it. Boom. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys later.
Am I done now?
You're done now.